Heck no. I'm going to clean it up. Skip, you know he did. Heck no. I'm going to clean it up. Skip, you know he didn't deserve this award. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you. I don't like being the bearer of bad news, but Dak did not deserve this award. Heck no, he didn't.
Who was that?
Go with that.
Hell no, he didn't. Skip, and you know it.
Heck no.
I don't know why you keep doing this.
I didn't do it. I didn't pick it.
I just want to know
did
what.
not.
Okay, hold on. This is what. Okay, help me understand. Lamar Jackson, L-Jack, Offensive Player of the Week for the second time this year.
L-Jack.
He had a perfect passer rating, 158.3
Against the Bengals.
against the Bengals. He also had a 99.8, which is the third highest QBR since they've been keeping this stat.
Correct.
He had a spin move straight out of 2K.
Against the Bengals. Go ahead.
Now, can we see? Oh, look at that. If you want to win, put Lamar Jackson in, and there you go. Now, he did that
I agree.
in an NFL game.
Yeah,
Hold on.
He's my MVP.
Well, stop it. Stop it. It's not your turn to talk just yet. Hold on. Are the Bengals an NFL team? Okay, so he did that against an NFL team on an NFL field. What about Patrick Mahomes, boy? After 2.5 weeks off,
I know.
got the same amount of touchdowns as Dak with 8 fewer INTs. That ain't none of my business. So what am I supposed to do with 446? Can we see this jump pass touchdown? So what's the likelihood? Somebody said, okay, we call this play. Now, he said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll slightly to my left. I'm going to jump up in the air. I'm going to throw it 20 yards on a dime. And the guy going to get to the house. Skip, you need to stop. They need to stop. I don't know who did this or why they doing it, but they wrong.
Kevin Seifert at ESPN.
Well, Kevin Seifert, George Seifert, all of them, they wrong.
Okay.
Skip, this is some bull jive. So I'm trying to figure out, both of them lost now. Only L-Jack
I
won.
know. That's what I think is odd.
Yeah. I mean, so we gonna just discount L-Jack.
If you lose, maybe you shouldn't be.
No, there's no consideration. You shouldn't even get consideration. That's why I didn't want to put my whole way in this because he lost, even though he put his field goal kicker in position twice.
Better defense. Minnesota or Tennessee? Help me out. Higher degree of difficulty versus Vikings or versus Titans? Help me out.
I like where you're going.
Hold on.
Minnesota.
If Dak had done this in Minnesota, the Titans are a different animal at home as opposed to on the road. You know that. Now, they did give y'all guys the blue last year, but y'all was some trash to begin with.
Yes, we were on that night.
Plenty of nights.
So, as Jenny read, the stats off this game are mind-blowing. The degree of difficulty was off all the next-gen stat charts. This has not happened. No quarterback in the last 2 years has consistently faced a higher degree of difficulty on throws and completed more of those throws. There were so many, I can't remember all the stats, but
Which one?
There were so many 30% throws where you had a 30% chance of completing and he just kept completing.
30 is not bad. You make it seem like he had a 3% chance.
3 passes that had a completion probability of under 30%. That's impressive.
No one's done that in the last 2 years. No single quarterback in any single game.
You ain't seen Mahomes throw?
So 6 times he had 3rd and 7 or longer, and he completed the pass.
Don't
He
they
was
have the
stunningly
same
accurate
record as
under
we do?
fire all night. I told you on Monday, it was a special performance by a quarterback who's becoming special. And let alone, again, he is starting to pull away in QBR from the whole field.
He ain't pulling away. Skip what you call right there behind him.
Russell Wilson fell, right?
Okay, but he's slightly behind him. And my homeboy was slightly behind him.
So Dak is now second in overall passing yards. He's second in completions of 20 or more yards, so he's not dinking and dacking anymore, but you will give him 0 credit.
I gave him credit. No, but see, you telling me I need to call the guy that did my bus for the Hall of Fame and get that one ready. That's why I give you pushback.
may eventually.
I'm not saying Dak is a good. Yes, he's improved. He's a lot better than he was in his rookie year, his second year, his third year, and he keeps progressing. where I push back and where I make you meet resistance is that he's not Hall of Fame right now.
Well,
And you
I never said he
yeah,
was
you do.
Hall of Famer.
he's
I
Brady,
did not.
He's Brady-esque.
Okay, esque means not Tom Brady, right?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Dak Prescott lost to the Dallas Cowboys. James Austin, what the hell are you talking about? Who the hell are you coming in here talking about the only person that seemed like they had a good game? Because I look at my defense and say, that defense, they didn't stop my man. He got 186 yards, 186 yards on the ground. I can't look at my franchise running back who's got the highest contract ever in the history of football and say that he wasn't the reason that we didn't win the game, okay, with his 46 yards. That offensive line that's getting paid quarterback-type money, I can't say that they exactly ended up winning this damn game. Now, see, I'm going to tell you, don't get on my bad side today, because I'll go off. I will go off. I'm sick and tired of all this stuff against my quarterback. But let me go back to this so I can finish up what I was doing before I was rudely interrupted.
It's Brady-esque. Brady came from the 6th round. There's never been anything like Tom Brady in the history of this league.
Yeah, he's not even the best pro quarterback in Texas. That belongs to D. He's the baddest pro. Not only is he not the best.
I'm going up against a guy who continues to tell me Dak Prescott is a bust.
I didn't say.
Yeah, how many times have you said he can't throw, he's not accurate? And all he is accurate. Down the stretch last year.
There's a difference between accurate and consistently accurate.
Oh,
and
my
this year,
God.
he's been more
Oh,
consistently
God.
accurate.
Last year he was, once he got Amari. He went 10 straight games and
Oh, my
led the
God.
whole league in completions. It's outrageously great, and you give him zero respect.
Okay. You know Shannon Sharp. Shannon. Who do you say is more accurate and doing a better job than what Dak Prescott's doing? Come on now, because you're going to talk about the W's and the L's. Who is doing a better job? Because I got to tell you, when you're throwing the ball to the wide receiver only where he can catch it, when you're running around on 3rd down, buying some time and still keeping your eyes downfield while you're running for your life, when you don't have a running game, who are you putting in there that's going to get you the dub? That's all I want to know. Who you going to put in there that's getting you the dub? You think Baker Mayfield going to do that? You think Carson Wheelchair Wentz is going to do that? You think Jared Goff is going to do that? Please tell me who is going to be doing it, because it seems like your person that you're talking about does not exist, Shannon Sharp.
Okay, Jenny said he had 6 throws where he completed 6 throws on 3rd down that was 7 yards or longer, right?
Yes.
So what happened on 1st and 2nd down? What about them throws?
Oh.
You know, Shannon, if you actually watched the damn game, if you looked at it, take a look. The first 6 damn first downs we had Zeke Elliott running the football. Zeke Elliott was running the football. So you going to blame Dak Prescott for Zeke Elliott not getting any yardage on 1st down? Is that what you're going to do, Shannon? Come on, man. At least you get your facts straight, son.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what was happening. Thank you for bringing that up. 21 was getting the ball straight up the gut and going nowhere.
See, this is when you know he's getting his lunch handed to. No, because you are so stupid or so blind, or you are just playing this damn narrative from ESPN that you have to hate on Dak Prescott. Because if you look at it, when we ran the ball, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think we ran the ball on 1st down 14 times, and I think we had a total of 36 freaking yards. You ran the ball 14 times on 1st down, Shannon, and had 16 damn yards. And you know what you average when you pass the ball on 1st down? You average 8.3, which is more on 1st down than a lot of quarterbacks end up having for their whole game. Because you're always talking about dinking and dunking. See, this is where I hope you're really not that stupid, but this is actually a script that you're playing.
Like yelling at my TV, just stop it.
So hold on.
The quarterback has a hot hand. Go with the hot hand. Feed
Thank
the
you.
beast.
So in other words, what you're telling me is that all those 3rd and long throws,
A bunch of them came on
led to my
1st and
Zeke.
2nd. Yeah, a bunch of. Go back and look.
Yes.
I didn't count them all up. There's so many 1st down runs that turn into 2nd and 10. It was hard to watch. Zeke was not having a Zeke night. Did you see him one time do this the whole night? Not one
Zimmer
time.
made show.
Yeah.
I did see him do that. He was eating them L's, them cold
Yeah,
L's.
he was eating cold L's after the game.
Yeah,
Cold,
yeah, the cold L's. Yeah, that's
So
a new
we're
healthier
wait up.
alternative.
See, this is the problem that we have so many fans out there that listen to these freaking idiots out here that don't even tell the truth. See, it used to be that when you listen to sports talk radio or you listen to ESPN, they would give you the facts and you could make up your own mind. Because here's the facts. Here's the facts, Jada Sharp, as you don't want to even go ahead and get the man any kind of credit. You want to make him sound like he's Faker Mayfield right now. That's the way your narrative is on Dak Prescott. Because what we're actually seeing right now is actually pretty incredible when you think that we got Jason Garrett for a head coach. The fact that he's got 18 TDs, the fact that he's got 2,700 yards. Oh, Yakka Base, you know what? Kiss my high yellow behind, dude. Kiss it, okay? He's got 3 of them are Hail Marys. You gonna put those 3 on him? Give up plays? 2 of them are bounced off of his hands of his wide receivers. This is where you're just plain stupid. And I'm sick and tired of stupid, idiotic people coming in here. If you're gonna come into my house, make sure you know what the hell you're talking about, because I will call you out. If you had put any other quarterback in there on Sunday night, that game wouldn't even been that close. Most quarterbacks would have been sacked over and over and over and over again. Sorry, guys. I just get sick and tired of all of this trash that you keep getting from these people. The problem isn't our quarterback. And let me, before I get into all this stuff, let me first of all thank every single one of you guys that voted for me for Fan of the Year. I truly, truly appreciate it. You guys showed me so much love. I mean, to see all of the messages and things where people showed me, hey, man, I voted for you, man. We hope you win. I'm rooting for you. I want to see you there. And I got notified today. I did not win. And I'm not sad about not winning for myself. 76 fan, great fan for the 76ers. I'm sorry her name slips my mind at this moment. She won, and I'm happy for her. It was an honor just to be nominated. But what really bothers me about not winning was what I had hoped to do. I had hoped to get together, figure out how we can get fans who have never been able to afford to go to a game, for all of us to go to the game together. Because football is a wonderful sport. And that would have been the coup de grace, I guess is how you would say it, to be able to get about 15 or 20 people who have never, ever experienced being at AT&T for the first time, to be able to give that gift to others. And that's where I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of wishing it was different. I'm happy for the winner. I'm happy that I was there, but I am really sad that I can't do that. And you don't know how much that would have meant to me. What this channel has always been about is spreading the mojo. And by that, it means looking out for your fellow man and trying to do good. We get a lot of people that come in here that are, want to be jackasses, that want to call you names or try and bring you down or get you in the mud. But I try to stay above all that, because that's not what this is about. There's so much hate in the world that I want to be a positive message for others. So that's where I'm a little upset about it. So, did I send in an essay? No, actually, I ended up sending in a video, Slab. And they did the whole interview and things. But it's okay. It's okay. The fact that I was even one of the finalists was an honor. So, we're going to move on from that. But here's the thing, man. I'm sitting here going through in my head and listening to idiots like, Shannon Sharp or Parker. That's another freaking idiot who's out here screaming that everything has to be perfect for Dak Prescott to win. Here's the problem. And let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods. Here's the problem. Is we got to look at the elephant in the room. This is deja vu. This is Jason Garrett all over again. This is, for some reason, we keep running into a brick wall and expecting a different result. You can look at the playoff record that we've had with Jason Garrett and say, yeah, it's not that good. But you also have to look at situations where we have lost games that cost us getting the opportunity to get into the playoffs with Jason Garrett. I like to sit here. I like to be cerebral, and I like to think and know what I'm talking about. You go back every single year, there's a failure by Jason Garrett. Let me switch cameras here. First year, full year as a head coach, 8-8. You can look at this game, and you can go back to the Detroit Lions. Where's my Lions? Detroit Lions game right here. (34-30). This is one of those games that if we had won this game, this team would have been in playoffs Jason Garrett's first year. But this is another one of those ones where Tony Romo threw 2 interceptions with the lead with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. That should be on the coach to say, hey, we got a lead. We got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We need to just run out the clock. And what do? We keep passing the football. And Tony Romo throws 2 interceptions, one being a pick six, and then another interception when we had a chance to lose the game. You win that game, you're 9-7, you're in the playoffs. But instead, you get games like that. And even still, as you got down here, you had 2 weeks in a row where all you had to do was get one victory between Philadelphia or the Giants.
Patrick, thank you very much for the super chat.
You couldn't get either win. You were not prepared on either of those times. Okay, all right. So that's your first year. I'm missing 2012. Because this is almost agonizing to go through. 2012. It's the same thing. Here it is. I remember RG3 having his great year, okay? And here it is. Your defense is not prepared for RG3. You literally had DeMarcus Ware standing there flat-footed because he didn't know if he should go for the quarterback or go for the running back. And they stomp all over us, 28-18. And again, this is another one of those games where 2 games to end the season, you only need to get 1 to make the playoffs. Only 1. Either beat New Orleans or beat the Redskins. And here it is, we fail again. 2013. Here we go again. Last game of the season, 8-8. Win and you're in. Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm trying to remember, I want to say it was a 4th down, and we ended up passing the ball with John Kitna because Romo was out when you had DeMarco Murray there, and you could have kicked the field goal and won. Again, defining moment, and we lose. 2014 playoffs. Oh, actually, wait. Hold on. Let me go back. Let's go back to, I want to say also, was the Green Bay Packers that year? Maybe that was 2013. 2013, we had the Green Bay Packers. This is one of those ones that really kill you. You're up 26-3 at halftime, and you keep passing the football, and you let Green Bay with Matt Flynn come back and beat you. When you could have just run the football 3 and out and run out the clock the whole second half. That goes back to coaching. And that also forgets about icing your own kicker in 2012. And this is painful when you start looking at this. Green Bay Packers. We talk about the catch, no catch, right? Oh, man, the ref screwed us. But I got to tell you, it was 4th down, and you needed a yard, and you had a running back who's been running 1,800 yards. Why not run that one, get the first down, and eat up some clock? 2015. This is a real kicker. Because as you look at, you see a whole lot of pink in here because all those are losses because you couldn't.
Terry Jones, thank you for the super chat.
Because you couldn't coach any other quarterback to win one game. You see Sean Payton with Teddy Bridgewater, who didn't lose a game. This same season, you saw Minnesota go to their 3rd-string quarterback and win games. You saw Brandon Wheaton leave our team, go to the Texans, and win them 2 games to get them in the playoffs. But you couldn't coach anybody else to get a victory. So I start here looking at this, and I see this kind of stuff from my quarterback. And it felt like a deja vu moment. Let me switch up cameras with you guys. Let's see if this works. I start seeing my quarterback running around, buying time like Tony Romo. Because this was like a Tony Romo game, what you saw from our quarterback, only to be let down in the end by our by our coaching. I mean, all you guys that say that he's dink and dunk, that he's not accurate, put down the damn crack pipe and stop hating on the guy. Because how can you look at this guy, what he just did in this game, the fact that he is only 100 yards behind Phillip Rivers for the most yards in the season, and Phillip Rivers has one more game. You know, somebody will go through, some idiot up here will say, well, he's got 9 interceptions. Okay, I'm going to tell you, not a single one of those interceptions have cost the game. And 3 of them were Hail Marys. Open up your freaking eyes and stop the damn hate. Because this quarterback is doing one hell of a job. But we're doing the same thing to Dak Prescott that we did to Tony Romo. That we're still stuck on stupid with Jason Garrett. We're wasting talent on the field, and we don't have that much time. We kept looking at Tony Romo's time as, you know, the clock is ticking, the window's closing because Tony Romo's getting old. Look at our offensive line and how much money is locked up in with those guys. They're not going to be playing the way they are that long. And to me, Zeke Elliott, maybe he'll get better, but it seems like he's still not hitting those holes like he used to. He's got one play of 20 yards this season where before he had like 15 or 16 a season. He's getting yards, but it's not because he's breaking a whole lot of yards. He's 4.4 a game average. He's not busting holes like other guys were before. Uncle Chug, dude, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Romo hasn't played football for 3 years, and the last 3 years he played, he couldn't stay on the damn field. This is where people are just stuck on stupid. Arthur Morgan signed Kaepernick, who his last year wasn't exactly doing great, who has not played in 3 years, and benched Dak Prescott. You know what? That's where you're just a freaking idiot. I'm glad you guys are in here trying to get me pissed off. when you got a coach who is saying, we didn't communicate the right thing to our kick returner. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. And you guys can call me an idiot, a hater, or whatever. If you're going to make stupid-ass comments, not today. Not today. You know what? I don't have any moderators in here. I'll just put your ass in timeout. And the second time, instead of putting your ass in timeout, I'll just ban your ass, okay? Don't play with me today. Don't play with me. This is the kind of stupid stuff that we keep getting from idiots. Don't be an idiot fan. Don't be that guy. Okay? Don't be that guy. Damn, I got so mad that my screen froze up on me. Damn. All right. You done pissed me off so bad, Arthur, that I got my screen froze. Now, again, I ask you, how is it you're going to blame the quarterback when your defense couldn't hold water? Jerry Jones even said, you know what? That defense against the run was like holding 2 handfuls of Jell-O. Yeah, it was. It just squeezed right on out. Hold on for 1 second here because I got to reset something. Don't piss me off. I'm telling you, don't piss me off. So, forgive me because I've lost the feed here, so I can't see the comments. But I just get sick and tired of people that are constantly trying to trash Dak Prescott when Dak Prescott has been one of the bright spots on the season. Right now, we're on pace for almost 5,000 yards passing and over 30 TDs. How much more are you expecting? You expecting them to have 60 TDs and 7,000 yards? Because that's the way, if you listen to Shannon Sharp, that you expect him to have that kind of yards, something that is really impossible. Take a look at Jared Goff, who over the last 16 games, I think has 16 touchdown passes and like 17 interceptions. Not exactly real good, so to speak. So can we at least start looking at some of the aspects of the problems with this team? Because Dak ain't the problem. Dak is not the issue. Here's the thing, and this is where some of you guys get stuck on stupid and saying, oh, well, how come we got 3rd and long because Dak sucks. No. Here's why you have 3rd and long. First down, Zeke Elliott, 3 yards. Second first down, Zeke Elliott, run 2 yards. Third first down, Zeke Elliott, 4 yards. The next first down, Zeke Elliott, run 4 yards. Fifth, 5 first downs in a row. Zeke Elliott, run 4 yards. That's what we did every single play. It's not rocket science. You can just guess and probably have a 75% probability of realizing that you're going to be right if you pick the Cowboys running the football. And the thing about it is we ran the ball on first down 16 freaking times and got all of 39 yards. Yet we continue to keep trying to do the same. If it's not working, you've got to be able to change up what you're doing and say, you know what? This isn't working. Can we try something else? Now, where is it? Hold up. Oh, this is our winner. Lauren Gordon. Congratulations, Lauren, on winning Fanside Fan of the Year. Wish it had been us, but you know what? Like I said, I am just grateful that I was a finalist.
What starters will you expect to hold out of practice today or won't be able to go? Yeah, working through different things. Connor Williams obviously won't practice today. Zach's working through some things, so we'll see. LC's working through some things, we'll see. And then the same thing with really with Tyron. So those guys have been battling through some stuff for the last few weeks. So we'll work them hopefully in practice over the course of the week and hopefully get them ready to play in the game.
How's that work with so many guys injured on the offensive line, getting yourselves ready for Detroit?
Yeah, you just work your way through it. We've had injuries in the past at different positions, and it gives backup players an opportunity to get some work. Obviously, the work you do in walkthroughs is critical to make sure they get the mental reps. And you try your best as the week goes on to get them as much work as you can.
Will Cooper be limited today, and is that managed him at all?
Yeah, don't anticipate Coop doing a whole lot today.
Mm-hmm. Wait for it, guys.
Again, we'll see how he does over the course of the week.
And again, that's more just the managing the number of lower body injuries he's had, not any one in particular on why.
He's been dealing with a few different things, yeah.
Jason, I know you put emphasis on getting off to a faster start, but how do you coach it? Like, what action do you take into trying to get this team to start off faster offense?
Yeah, again, it comes down to just really executing plays, offense, defense, kicking game, and you have to have your mind right, your spirit right, and then you have to go transfer that into how you play. And I think in each of the games we've done a pretty good job in different spots, and we haven't converted a third down. We haven't made a play here or there. And, again, I think our team has done a good job continuing to play. It's a 60-minute game. Understanding you play through the successes and the adversity of the game. That's just a big part of how you play well at this level. So we certainly want to play better at the start of the game. We'll keep working on doing that.
What are the challenges for the defensive staff when they're unsure whether Stafford is going to play? And if Driscoll plays, do you go back and look at Cincinnati?
Yeah, really just that. Obviously, Driscoll played in the game the other day, so you watch that tape and you study that and you try to get a good feel for him based on watching his history. Obviously, Stafford's played a lot of football for them, a lot of football this year, so we can look at that tape and see how they're different, see how they're the same. Both guys are really, really talented, great athletes, can really throw it. Obviously, Stafford's a really, really accomplished player in this league, a veteran player. Driscoll hasn't played as much, but both very, very capable guys.
In the first quarter, Dalvin Cook had a 30-yard gain on the screenplay. The defense had 10 players on the field for that play. How did that come to be?
Yeah, didn't do a good enough job, getting our communication right to have 11 out there. Obviously, you want to have 11, and we didn't handle that situation well enough.
Why did you call timeout?
Why'd you call timeout?
Leighton appeared to see that pre-snap and kind of signaled to the sideline that we're missing an interior defensive lineman, yet no timeout was called. Why was no timeout?
Yeah, we just didn't. We weren't on top of it fast enough to see that and process the whole thing and get it called.
Is a coaching point there for Leighton to issue a timeout if he sees that sort of a thing, or is that a decision that would come from the sidelines?
Typically, it comes from the sidelines. In certain situations, players have taken timeouts.
Galladay has averaged over 19 yards per catch in the last 3 games, makes a lot of contested catches downfield. What makes him so effective on routes?
He's just a really good player. You said it. Makes a lot of plays down the field. He's big. He's athletic. He's talented. Very good going up and getting the football. Quarterbacks like throwing to him. He's made a lot of plays for him.
Do you have a clear idea of...
Do you consider yourself a good game manager?
Again, that's something we strive to, as players and coaches, and certainly in my role. Absolutely. You always try to learn from your experiences and do it really at a high level. Have we been perfect every time? No. Are we constantly trying to get better at it? Absolutely.
On that Tavon Austin situation, did you feel like you guys mismanaged not personally communicating, you yourself, with him on that play? Because as we've talked to a few folks, it sounds like Keith O'Quinn didn't give Tavon Austin that option. It was, in fact, fair catch.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into the Minnesota game. I'll address this situation. We should have done a better job communicating with him. In that situation, you want to err on the side of fair catch because you don't want to spend a lot of time, pulling time off the clock by having a return that gets you 5 or 6 yards. So you want to go in with the mindset of let's fair catch this thing around midfield and give ourselves a chance. Okay, the discussion should have been more complete in saying if you get into a situation where you do have a low kick and you can go north and south quickly and gain yardage, do that. We didn't communicate well enough with the player.
No, you didn't.
Okay, that's on all of us. It's on me. It's on Keith. It's on every coach, every player involved in that situation. We didn't do a good enough job.
Have you talked to Tavon Austin personally after all of that?
Absolutely.
conversation go?
Yeah, he understood who should fair catch in that situation.
Did you guys communicate that you perhaps didn't communicate well with him?
Wait. Who is talking about signing Kaepernick and trade Dak? You really are an ass clown. Excuse my language.
Yeah, I communicated that with him very directly.
Give a clearer timetable for Connor after surgery?
Not really. We'll see. They're optimistic. It went well. Hopefully he'll be back in a couple weeks. Don't want to put any firm timetable on it, but he's a young guy. Hopefully he heals up and gets ready to go. He's done a good job for us all year long.
How did Suafilo do for you last year when he stepped in and now again where he is in your confidence?
Yeah, Xavier did a really good job for us last year. You know, to lose a starting offensive lineman like we did and then be able to plug a backup in and have that kind of performance was really important for us. He's a very physical player, and he's a very competitive player, and I think that showed up in the time he had a chance to play for us. And lucky to have him, lucky to be able to plug him in. A veteran guy who's had so much success, really well respected on our team.
Jason, obviously you're focused on Detroit, but can you remark maybe generally on the Colin Kaepernick
That's Mike
workout
Fisher.
and maybe the Cowboys' interest level there?
Not really. I'm not really in tune to that situation very much. We have personnel people who evaluate all guys who have an opportunity to hopefully help our team.
The team will have someone at his workout?
I don't know that.
Dak has more 20-plus pass plays this year than he had all of last season already. What do you put that on? A more aggressive mindset in getting the ball down the field?
Yeah, probably hard to pinpoint one thing, one factor in that regard. There's no question he continues to get better and better as a player. I think we've done a good job, at the receiver position, getting down the field, the tight end position, getting down the field and making some plays.
Have we really done a good job?
I think he's playing with conviction and confidence. We're calling some of these things, trying to give those guys opportunities to win down the field. Protection has been really good, allowing those guys to let those routes develop down the field and for Dak to see them. And, so I think all of that contributes to it. And those big plays matter. And he's done a good job really consistently throughout the season making them.
Thank you, Coach.
Right.
I apologize, but I have to ask this question.
Yeah, apologize. He should apologize for making us have to answer these questions because this is just freaking ridiculous. We shouldn't be in this kind of position week after week. Now, I get it.
Chris Kenmore, I appreciate the super chat.
Finally made a live chat and transition effect to switch camera angles. Well, actually, I usually have it so it just kind of goes from one to fade out. But I got the star so that way it goes from one to the other. And I'm using multiple cameras and things and actually using the other screen over here as well. It's just hard to do all of the things. I don't necessarily have enough time to set up all the things the way I'd like to set them up. It's a lot of stuff here. And truth be told, I really need somebody else. Two questions in here. One, people are saying, Jason Garrett looks like a robot. Jason Garrett is like Data. That has always been my thing on it. If you've ever watched Star Trek, Next Generation, I guess it's Next Generation, Data was an android with no feeling, no emotions. And that's Jason Garrett. He started out the whole thing with a smile on his face. It's like, what are you smiling about? Your team just lost a game that you had no business losing. And here it is, you're sitting there smiling. To me, it always reminds me of being a Little League coach. And like, Johnny, hey, we competed. Well, we kind of made some mistakes here. But here's your participation trophy, Johnny. We'll get them next year. And it's like, no. I'd like to see some fire and brimstone. Let me see some emotion. Let me see you get mad about something. Because this stuff that we're doing, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I feel like Charlie frickin' Brown that, I keep trying to believe and say, this year it's going to be it. We're going to kick that football. Lucy's not going to pull that football away. But reality is Jason Garrett is Lucy. Jason Garrett's pulling that football out from under us. Every time we think we got it, somehow it gets screwed up. But here's the thing that I'm going to tell you. I sat here last year at this time And I told you what was going to happen. I told you Jason Garrett will do just enough to make sure that he's still got a job. We'll end up making the playoffs. I bet you we win a game. We beat New England. And Jason Garrett will be back. Because that's the way it always is. After those 3 8-8 seasons where they took the play calling and said, Jason, you can't call the plays no more. He was on the hot seat right then and there. And what happens? Tony Romo gets hurt, comes back, and is still not completely recovered. And what happens? We start running the football, and we come up with a new formula. We go 12-4, losing the playoffs. But it saved his job. Chris Kenmore, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oops, wrong one.
Chris Kenmore, thank you very much for that super chat, man. I appreciate the love, even though you're an Eagles fan.
That's actually high praise. I appreciate that, man. But it's just sucks that we keep doing this. I get tired of going into the games and having to go through this week after week when instead of this being Dak Prescott did some amazing things and this, that, and the other ends up being that we got to listen to freaking idiots like this guy.
Minnesota goes into Dallas. I'm going to give them credit. And beat the Cowboys.
This is what drives you crazy.
To 24. And now, of course, today everybody's been playing the blame game.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you
blame? The blame game. Jason Garrett.
Are putting it on Jason Garrett, the head coach. And I agree. I didn't like the play calling. I get that Kellen Moore's the play caller, but you're the head coach. You can say something about that. And late in the game, couple straight plays, they went to Ezekiel Elliott, who had not been running the ball well, 20 carries, 47 yards.
I was curious. Weren't you shocked? That was the first guess about some of the calls.
Yes,
right?
Some of the play calls were. Right. And then the fourth down call that, at the end of the game where they go to Zeke on an out pattern, about a 5-yard, 6-yard out pattern, incomplete pass that ends their hopes. So I thought the play calling was shaky. I thought Dak Prescott, Rob, was great. Great. And his numbers bear that out, but it wasn't just about the numbers. He's 28 for 46.
28 for 46 means that he almost missed 20 passes. How's that great, Chris?
397 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Did you read that again?
The way he marched, 28 for 46.
28 for 46, that's almost, 18 missed throws? How is that great? That's not a great percentage ratio.
Yes, this is the kind of shit that drives me crazy.
I'm asking you.
Marching that team up and down the field.
But I'm asking you, he missed a lot of
because of Dak Prescott.
I just can't call a great performance when you almost missed 20
What percentage
completions.
is that, Rob G? Check that out.
Check that out. It's a terrible
thank you very
percentage.
much for that super chat.
Yes, it is. You almost missed 20
It's
incompletions.
60%, or right around 60%. Rob G will have the math for us quickly. He had an 87.5 QBR. He was, if you watch that game, I
watched it.
They did not lose that game because Dak wasn't accurate. Dak was picking their defense apart.
The reason that they...
Okay. Isn't Parker some of our Dallas Cowboy fans? This is the reason why I put it up here, because we have some Dallas Cowboy fans that their attitude is this guy. If you do not have a 100% completion day, throw for 800 yards, and have 10 touchdowns, you suck. At least that's the way they make it if you're a Dallas Cowboy quarterback.
61%.
The reason that they threw the football, went to Ezekiel Elliott is they don't have trust in him at the end. Why are they doing that? It would make no sense. You have a running back. Not performing. And instead of letting Dak do his magic when it matters most, they didn't do that. They don't trust him enough.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right, Roy. Parker, I actually have to give you that one. because they are stuck on stupid, because I think it's because we ended up paying Zeke Elliott a boatload of money. We wanted to make that guy the hero. And maybe in the back of their head they're saying, if Zeke Elliott runs it in, gets the victory and everything else, then maybe we keep Dak Prescott's numbers down and maybe we save some money. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, there is no way in the world that you can go through that game and say, let's turn it and give it to Zeke Elliott, because the offensive line was not opening up the holes. Zeke Elliott was not hitting them. The only thing you had working was Dak Prescott to Amari, Dak Prescott to Randall Cobb, Dak Prescott to Michael Gallup. Why do you stop doing what was working for you? And this isn't a case where Dak Prescott gets down there in the end and we lose games because Dak Prescott throws a pick six at the end, or Dak Prescott, doesn't get the job done. You're talking about a quarterback who has 14 comeback victories, led the NFL in comeback victories since he's been in the NFL. So why the hell do you turn around when he ends up in 6 pass plays, gets you down to there? I just don't understand it. This is the kind of stuff that drives you crazy if you're a Cowboy fan. And this makes you wonder, why do we continue to go through the same thing? We still hear Jason go, well, we got to be better at communicating. You're telling me in all these years you cannot communicate better than this? That you still have, we don't know what to do at crunch time? That you're still learning this 9 games into the season? You think Bill Belichick ever has that problem? Do you? Dak is being handicapped by these guys. And understand that, yes, it used to work when we were a run-first team because we ended up bringing that whole thing back. When we had our offensive linemen that were blowing holes open big enough that I could have run for 50 yards with my bad knees and old ass. But now defenses have figured out you run blitz against the Dallas Cowboys and make Zeke have to make a move in the backfield, he's not as effective. I can see this. This is what they did in 2017. It used to be defenses would try and, read where the play is going and let Zeke get ahead of steam. You don't let Zeke get ahead of steam, guess what? He's not making plays. You look at the 2 runs that we made, they ended up penetrating the field. They penetrated, so that way Zeke had to make a move before he wanted to. If you get Zeke Elliott with a head of steam running 5 yards, he's tough to take down.
Junebug, thank you very much for that super chat.
He gave it to Zeke because if Dak won, they got to pay. Well, they're going to have to pay one way or the other. Because I hate to say this, Zeke's going to be good. But Zeke's not going to get better as time goes on. Football running backs have a short lifespan. And if they keep running him into brick walls like they did the other night, you're just going to wear him out. What you need to do is be smart with how you use him. Simba, come over here. You have to figure out, let's get him the ball in space. Let's use some screens. Let's use Dak Prescott's legs. Still get him the carries, because this is where I said the Dallas Cowboys are a passing team. That doesn't mean abandon using Zeke. No. But you use him selectively. Colin Kaepernick. Well, here's the thing, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played football in 3 years. And after that Super Bowl, Colin Kaepernick wasn't exactly the best quarterback in football. Okay? Now, granted, they had Chip Kelly, who screwed up a team in Philadelphia and was in the process of screwing up one in the 49ers. But if you're saying for him to be our starter, are you kidding me? You think he's going to be better than what Dak Prescott? Right now, Dak Prescott is doing things that Colin Kaepernick wasn't. Colin Kaepernick had a great defense and a great coach that got them to a Super Bowl. Right now, we got a handicap because we've got Jason Garrett and crew that are just not doing it. We're handicapped by our coaching staff as opposed to having a bonus by them. So if you're saying get Colin Kaepernick as a backup, well, the reality is if we lose Dak, we're not winning anyway. Favre would have audible to throw those. Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing, Scott Land. Think about Amari Cooper last year when we changed the play up, where we ended up having him go deep as opposed to squatting on the routes. You better damn sight pay Cooper. And he ended up being in the doghouse. They're not giving Dak the latitude to do that. And all you guys out there that hate on Dak, and you know, some of you claim to be Cowboy fans, and you know who I'm talking about over on Facebook. He's been banned over here. You just ban him on Facebook, he just comes back with another freaking Facebook thing, and it just, you know, energizes them. I don't know how you could be a Cowboys fan and continue to come up with all these stupid-ass memes about our quarterback and say that you're a Cowboy fan. Oh, I'm a Cowboy fan, but I don't like our quarterback. And so you continue to trash. I don't understand those guys. I don't understand people who can't recognize that your quarterback had almost 400 yards, 3 TDs, and, you know, kept you in the game, and somebody else screwed up the game for you. That the defense couldn't hold water. That your running back couldn't run. Your offensive line wasn't really running, blocking as well. Most of those pass plays are Dak Prescott doing a Tony Romo, getting out there, buying time, keeping his eyes on down the field, making passes. And it just kills me that you guys don't recognize the fact that Dak Prescott, what he has done for this franchise. Make no mistake about it. When he was drafted, we were in total cap hell. Tony Romo's contract was bad, and we kept redoing it so we could borrow money to pay other guys. Right now, there's no definitive word yet on Matthew Stafford. I've been looking and looking and looking, but I don't think he's going to. Here's the thing. Dak Prescott being paid chump change for 4 years enabled us to get out from under Dez's contract, to get out from under Tony Romo's contract, and end up having the 4th most money under the cap. On top of it, he didn't cost you a number 1 like, say, the Redskins, where they drafted Murray, and now they're thinking, well, we got to draft a number 1 next year at quarterback. Or they drafted and spent 3 number 1s for RG3. You got him for a 4th-round draft pick. What more do you want from this guy? And right now, you go with the strengths that you have on the team. Yeah, Zeke Elliott is a unique talent, but he's one guy. Why rely on one guy when you've got multiple guys that can do multiple things for you? You understand where I'm going with that, guys? That's why we have to, instead of trying to set up the pass with the run, is understand you need to pass the ball on 1st down. If you go out there and hit Amari Cooper for 12 yards and then you turn around and hit Randall Cobb for 8 yards, you go ahead and hit Jason Witten for 7 yards, and then you get Michael Gallup to go for 15, guess what?
Lose against Detroit Lions and then fire Garrett. Little touchdown.
Oh, man. Damn. That could be a possibility. If you do that, if you just start passing the ball around, that'll get the 8 men out of the box. Because they're going to start covering some people, or they're just going to get lit up. And when they start doing that, when the defenses start loosening up, instead of knowing on 1st down that you're going to have to stop Zeke Elliott and put us in 2nd and 12 or 2nd and 8, where now it's not high probability, we had our quarterback end up hitting 6 passes that had less than a 30% chance of making it, and made them to keep us in the game. This is where it's not rocket science here. If it's not working, change what the hell you're doing. Omar, I'm not going to put it all on Zeke. Part of it is he wasn't in shape when he came in because he was holding out. And another part of it is the offensive line isn't quite as good as they were before. We still have this image in our head of the 2016 offensive line. They're not that group now. They're still good. They're still very good. But they're not blowing people away. And teams have had time to figure out what we're doing. Right, James Austin. Yeah, Wentz has had quite a few games under 200 yards passing. Quarterback in the draft. Yeah, how's that working out for teams that look for a quarterback in the draft? Connor's not playing for the next couple of weeks. And yeah, he has not been great, without a doubt. Connor Williams has been beat on a couple of plays. Let's see how Xavier Salafilo does. And that goes back to coaching, the slow starts. You know, and when I look at the beginning of that game, remember, we had 3 first downs in the first drive. All 3 of them, we ran Zeke. Look at Baldy's breakdown of recent running. I'll check that out. Why they on your channel? I have no idea. But here it is. We kept running first down. Zeke's getting 2, and I think 3. And now all of a sudden it's second and long. Now we kept getting those in some. Then they start blitzing, and we end up having to drop pass, and that stopped the drive. And then we try and kick a 57-yard field goal, miss that, and give them the ball first down on the 47. You can't do these things and still think that you're going to win. Little touchdown counters out. I smell doom because of Garrett. I hope not. You're right about that, stud Cowboys. Think about where Baker Mayfield was. Everybody was on his bandwagon. Right now, you look at him as a guy who's melted down that you don't think that he might not make it. So Matthew Stafford is definitely out. Well, I guess that's good news for the Cowboys. But here's the thing with Jason Garrett, I have to say, is when have you ever looked at a big Dallas Cowboy victory and say, oh my God, that's Jason Garrett's stamp all over? That Jason Garrett made that gut decision that won us a game. When have you ever, in the whole time he's been there? And Hargraves, I'm not sure if they do or not have an interest in Hargraves or not. Romo, you can forget about getting Romo on the coaching staff. Why would Romo leave a multi-million-dollar job that is that basically is 17 weeks during the season? You got all year off. You don't have the pressure or the hate or the of being a coach that's going to catch the crap that he's going to do. He's not. You can forget about Tony. I would tell you, Tony Romo, if you left the booth for coaching, you would be an idiot. Sean Henry, I don't agree with that. I'm going to ask you this. Do you think if you took Dak Prescott out of that game against Minnesota and you plugged in Baker Mayfield, that we would have been in the same position? I don't think we're anywhere close to that. And you look at the receivers that Baker Mayfield has. It's the slant Dak throws to Cooper. Teams are figuring out. Teams caught on. James Conner, what are you talking about? What teams have figured out is how to stop Zeke Elliott in the running game. Romo has 2 Super Bowls on another team. Well, it depends on what team you're talking about. When was the last time you didn't watch a game? Who? Me? I watch every game. Cute, right, cute. It's like, yeah, Romo's doing great on the golf course and in the booth. Why would you come for this shit show in the Cowboys? You need to be Dak's agent. Yeah, I tell you what. Let's look at something here real quick. just humor me here for a second. Change camera angles over here. For some reason, the regular webcam from the side works better than the other one. Jared Goff has turned into some ass without a running game. You know, we keep getting told that, you know, the Cowboys can't win if everything's not perfect. Well, Jared Goff and those guys are in the same situation. And you look at the numbers of Jared Goff, he's had one big game against Tampa Bay, which ended up being a shootout where he had 517 yards. But when you have games where you have 78 yards, 186, look at some of these. Touchdown-wise versus interceptions this year. Damn, why you do that to me? Okay. Computer's acting stupid today. Okay. So far on this season, because we're talking about my quarterback, we're talking about Jared Goff with 11 TDs and 9 interceptions. And I've got people out there that say, man, I'll take Jared Goff over him. And that's what's a great coach in Sean McVay. 11 TDs and 9 interceptions. And we have people that say Dak sucks. Well, you know what the Rams, the number 1 pick in the draft for him. He had really half of a great season when they went to the Super Bowl. But since that time, he's dropped off the face of the earth. He's had as many interceptions as he's had touchdowns in that time. He's had some games where he's had a lot of yards. But see, what they did that the Cowboys aren't doing is, and if you go back and just look at Jared Goff's touchdowns, more times than not, you'll see it's a screen pass that went to Todd Gurley that he took it to the house. It wasn't deep throws where he had to be accurate. What Sean McVay did was he took what Jared Goff did well and used that to the fullest. The Cowboys don't do that with Dak Prescott. Dak is deadly outside the pocket. You need to do play action and get him out in space. You need to let him run the ball from time to time. You need to work the players into your system with what they have for strengths, and we don't do that. We still get stuck on stupid. We say, we're a running team. Let's keep running Zeke even though he's only got 46 yards. And here's the reality on Zeke. If you look at Zeke's season has been up and down. It really surprises the heck out of me when you look at the numbers. Look at this. 53 yards, 111, 125, 35, 62, 105, 111, 139, and 47. That's the highest paid running back in football. And yet, it's inconsistent. The one thing that is consistent on this team is passing the football. You got the 3rd best receiver in football, and he's played 2 games less than people in front of him. That's why you got to say, Jason Garrett, and you know what? I'm praying that Jason Garrett finally gets it. That Jason Garrett starts coaching like he did last year when they had nothing to lose. Because that's where we are right now. We're in the same spot we were last year this time. That we got nothing to lose. You better let it rip. You better at least try and go out in a blaze of glory. Because that brother, there ain't no tomorrow. It's either win or get off the toilet. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop taking up all the time here on YouTube. There's others out there that want to vent and do stuff. And, well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get something to eat because I think I'm hangry. Our O-line is trash. I won't say it's trash, but see, again, my one final thought here before we get out of here. Understand. Actually, let me go over here. let me talk to you guys up close personal here, okay? Understand what the Cowboys' problem is. The Cowboys keep trying to beat teams up Imano versus Imano. We are just going to take our offensive line, we're just going to run through you and take Zeke Elliott. That works sometimes. It works against lesser teams. But this is where you have to be smart. If teams are keying in on Zeke Elliott because like Minnesota did with trying to stop him, that's when you start doing something different. That's when you go ahead and fake the dive, roll Dak out and let him hit somebody else, or let him run and loosen it up. Or if they're going to blitz you a lot, you do the screens. You screen pass to where the blitzers are coming from. You go to the hot read. You go to quick developing plays so they don't have a chance to get to you. We don't do that. We don't adjust to what the teams are doing until it's too late. We continue to try to run Zeke into a brick wall instead of saying, let's screen pass it to him. Make it like a long handoff. Give him the ball where it's him one-on-one against D-backs or linebackers as opposed to going against offensive linemen that are penetrating upfield to make him make a move. I don't blame Zeke as much as I do as the play calling because your coaches are not putting him in a position to succeed. And that's where the problem is. This is where the Cowboys need to change what they're doing. So with that being said, guys, it's time for me to turn off the lights here for now. You know I'll be back. And again, anybody else tuning in did not win the Fan of the Year. I was lucky to be nominated for it, and it's an honor to be there. Just fell a little short. Just fell a little short. I'm a little upset because I really and truly wanted to do that fan trip for you guys because the motto here is always about spreading the mojo and trying to give back. But maybe we'll figure out another way to do that. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, it's time to turn off the lights.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again. We got it.